Time for the fourth set of cute animals with positive messages, or positivity animals if you'd like. Okay, so the messages for these little guys are not necessarily as positive as the previous sets, except perhaps the final image. Turns out it's really tricky to mix and match animals and text that'll fit them, and it seems like I kind of got stuck on that idea. Though there are still positive messages hidden in these images, though they might need some explanation. But that's how things go from time to time. Sometimes you create a series of images, and some of them are a better fit than others. Could this be avoided? Probably. But at the time, these were the animals I wanted to draw, and that's exactly what I did. While I do acknowledge that some of these images aren't super fitting for the series, sometimes you need to create something to see if it'll work or not, and if it will fit within the rules you've set for yourself. But sometimes the rules are less important than giving things a go and seeing what happens. So I still give these a pass, as their messages still have a positive twist, even if they need a bit more explanation. The reason I picked a fennec fox is because I feel they have this distinctive look. I mean, they have those really massive ears that look like they are 5 sizes too big for them, which honestly is super cute. I had also painted a fennec fox a few years ago, and looking back at it, I'm not entirely happy with how it turned out, so I'm kind of considering this a redo. While the message here, all ears, doesn't seem all that positive, it's still meant to be quite supportive. I'm all ears is a term often used when you are ready to listen to someone and you'll do your best to do so uninterrupted. So to me, this kind of fits as it has a positive impact. It's kind of also a reminder that we do not exist within a vacuum. There are people we care about and people care about us, and that we can make a difference in someone's life by simply being there and listening to them. Okay, so I know enjoy the silence probably doesn't make much sense as a positive message, but it's a really good song though, but that's entirely unrelated. Regardless, the text goes really well with the image of an owl, as they fly so softly that you cannot really hear them. But like with the fennec fox, this image does have a referred positive meaning, or an intended meaning, which is take some time to yourself. Not necessarily in terms of a pampering day, but just some time alone to reflect upon the day or just step away from all the stress and to focus on yourself. Maybe spend some time in nature and just listen to the sounds of birds and things like that, which is known to be good for us. Another working text I had for this was "It's okay to be silent," but that kind of have other connotations that I wasn't fond of, and I felt it could be taken way more out of context than "enjoy the silence," so choices were made. A cheetah is perfect to use as a reminder to pace yourself, because while they are the fastest land animal, they do not live their lives at their top speed. They tend to conserve energy as much as they can. This is something we really need to remember, because while we sometimes thrive in stressful situations or in fast-paced environments, that's not something we've been built to cope with forever. We need breaks, we need rest. Without breaks or rest, we'll end up burning out, and we're of use to no one, least of all ourselves, if we're burnt out. I also see pace yourself as a reminder to be patient, because when we work towards a goal, our eyes are often fixed on the prize. We want to see the results, and we want them yesterday. And sometimes we forget that the results are building on all the groundwork we are laying and all the learnings we are doing along the way. This doesn't mean that you can't work quickly or can't be really excited and totally immersed in the work, but it's more about remembering that the results will come even if they take a bit longer than you would like. Thank you for watching.